At some point in our childhoods, I venture to say that most of us have at least once been in the process of blithely asking for something when we were stopped and prompted by a parent saying, "What's the magic word?" And we all know that the magic word that they're waiting to hear is please. However, Anima Amina, I believe that thank you and not please is actually the magic word or words. Implicit in the belief that please is the magic word is the idea that saying please for something will somehow magically make that happen and we will get something from another person. But when we say thank you, we actually give something to another person. We give them our heartfelt appreciation. Please is important, but appreciating other people and letting them know that they have done something for us that makes us feel grateful, in other words, thanking them, is even more important. Actually, appreciation is very Jewish. There is a teaching that we must say 100 brachot a day, except on Shabbat. Brachot, however, are between us and God, so of course they are important. We just recited Shacharit prayers, the time when we thank and appreciate God for returning our souls to us, when we thank God for creating our miraculously functioning bodies, and we thank God for giving us the Torah and so many other things. But I believe that the thank yous that we say to other people are just as important as the ones we say to God. It isn't very hard to remember to say thank you for whatever someone hands us. An extra serving of ice cream, a new sweater, a birthday gift. These types of thank yous are obvious and often pretty automatic for most of us. But it's just as important, if not more so, to say thank you for the less obvious gifts and the kindnesses that people do for us. I've read that many people end each day by listing 3 things that they're grateful for in a gratitude journal. Research has shown that the people who do this actually feel happier. They have learned to realize how much they have to be thankful for. This type of gratitude does not come automatically, and there's no siddur that helps us do it. This type of gratitude requires us to seek and to often find the hidden and less obvious gifts that are present in our everyday lives. This type of gratitude is much more effortful. It requires us to notice more, to constantly be on the lookout for those less obvious gifts. In one of my favorite books, From the Mix of Files of Mrs. Vasily Frankweiler, author E.L. Konigsberg tells us that the main character, Claudia, never thought very hard about the plus luck she had. She concentrated on the minus luck. My mother, Margot Strauss, Zichronah Livracha, was the opposite of Claudia. Perhaps no one I've ever known better exemplified such a strong belief in concentrating on the plus luck. As many of you know, my mother was a German Jewish refugee survivor. Early one morning in Munich, in November of 1938, she arrived at her Jewish school, only to find that the synagogue that housed her school had been burned down the night before. Unfortunately, she had to learn at a very young age what was really important in life. Even though my mother lived through Kristallnacht, narrowly escaped from Germany, and tragically lost her grandparents and a favorite uncle to the Nazis, and maybe even because of all that, my mother knew what was important, and for the rest of her life, she always thought about what she had, not what she didn't have. She was ever thankful for living in this country, for the family who had made it out, and for the good health that lasted about 91 of her 93 years, among many other blessings. But noticing is only one part of this type of gratitude. We also need to acknowledge and to share our thankfulness with its source. Our mother often expressed her gratitude to my brother and me, modeling for us that we can always find the good in our lives, if we look for it. She also knew to appreciate people while they were present in our lives. And she'd tell us, nearly every week, when I drive her back home after a Shabbat dinner at our house, and just before she got out of the car to head into her apartment building, she'd turn to me and say, "I'm so lucky to have you." And I, of course, felt the same exact way. It is important to acknowledge the people who show us kindness, the person who goes out of their way to help us, to cheer us up, the person who bags our groceries, the bus driver who gets us to our destination on a field trip, or the everyday bus driver who takes us home all the time. actively looking for and noticing all the things that others do for us really does enrich our lives, and saying a heartfelt thank you is a gift to those people. While it may be easier to go through life taking things for granted, when you begin to stop and look, you realize that there is a whole host of people, many just behind the scenes, who make our lives possible, better, and happier. We probably can't thank them all, but there are a number of those people whom we can notice and thank. In our own school, there are so many people, too many to name here, as I discovered while revising and writing and revising and timing this last night. So too many here to thank in person, but they make it possible for us to do all the many and different things we do here, large and small, and when we notice something they've done, we can and should tell them thank you. Finally, I'd like to say a few thank yous. I want to thank Arnie Zarkessler, who 25 years ago took a chance on me and hired me. I want to thank everyone here at Schechter, especially my fellow teachers, and especially those in the intermediate division, past and present, for being such great colleagues, partners, and friends. I want to thank my family for enabling me to work hard at school and for their love and support when I came home. And most of all, I want to thank the many students I've been privileged to teach over the course of these many years and who have made this school a place that I love coming to every day. I'm Nihima Imam. I believe that thank you is the magic word. Thank you, Schechter Boston, for being such a great place to work, to teach, and to learn for the past 25 years. And thank you for being my family's community for the past 30 years.